Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, it's when you look at like the final product, or not the like the things that we get to see, like the balancing changes and the recipes there, it's easy to like, you know, look at that and be like, go back and like look like, well, okay, what does that rely on? How does that function? Like, what does the math check out there? I have a hard time like visualizing how you go from scratch and be like, okay, I want to make a new part, and how will that fit into the things that already exist?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that feels too much for me, man.
Do you want me to go into it?
I mean, if you have time.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends where we are, but for update 4, we did it in or I did it in a specific way where I generally looked at just the flow that I wanted to achieve, because there's a specific way, our game is quite linear, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at standard recipes, I wanted to achieve a specific flow of complexity as you progress. So it kind of goes up and then a little bit down again and up again and down again. And then in the end, it goes up again. And that's kind of the baseline that I start with. And then I start to compare that to what we already have in, for example, previous tiers. Because I know that the next complex part, when it comes to the aluminium, that I want that to be more complex than the computer, for example.
Mm.
So I have everything from before that is kind of telling me and giving me ideas of how I want to balance the next parts of it. And I know that certain ratios are really hard to work with, and that other ratios are really easy to work with. So I can kind of use that to achieve that skill.
Mm.
If that makes sense. So you kind of just start with the baseline of, okay, this is what I want to achieve, and then you just look at the reference that you have around it and start filling that in from there.